Hello class and welcome to Math Minutes, lesson number 50. This lesson begins on page 21 of your notebooks, so let's turn there and start learning about frequency tables and histograms. A frequency table is a way to show how often something occurs. For example, a 6-sided die is rolled 10 times. Well, let's do that. 10 times. Here we go. A 3, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 4, a 6, another 4, a 1, and a 4. Next thing we do is we're going to arrange the data used to create a frequency table. Now we simply arrange the numbers in ascending order. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, and a 6. Okay, well, we collected our data, we arranged it, but now let's put it in a table. This is where it's really a frequency table. Frequency is talking about how many times, how frequent something is, how many times something happens. How many times did I roll a 1? 2 times. How many times did I roll a 2? Also 2 times. How many times did I roll a 3? 2 times. How many times did I roll a 4? 3 times. How many times for 5? 0. And I rolled a 6 1 time. That's a frequency table. A histogram is a graphical display of data. That should be an A, data, very similar to a bar graph. The difference is a histogram will group data in ranges of numbers. For example, you measure the height of every tree in an orchard. The heights vary from 100 centimeters to 340 centimeters. Instead of drawing a bar graph for each tree's height, you put the measurements into groups of 50 centimeters. So you would have groups, trees that were from 100 to 150 and 150 to 200, etc. So a tree measuring 260 centimeters would be part of the 250 to 300 centimeter range. Do you see that? Because 260 is in between 250 and 300. Your graph would look like this. So here we have the tree heights. Here's our groupings from this range of from 100 to 150, and then 150 to 200. Up here is the number of trees. How many trees were in this first range of 100 to 150? Well, less than 10, looks like maybe even less than half, so maybe only 4. Maybe only 4 trees were there. In the next range, from 150 to 200, there were 30 trees in that range. So a histogram is simply a bar graph where your data is arranged and into groups of numbers, simplifies it. And lastly, we have 3 types of histograms. When a histogram looks something like this is a very traditional shape. It can also be, you might have seen this before, kind of like a bell curve. This is called symmetrical. Something that is symmetrical has like a mirror image. When the data is kind of all over the place, up, down, this is called skewed. I'm going to write it under here. My marker's thick. This is skewed. This can also look like a graph that maybe starts really tall and then really goes down, but it's not symmetrical, but it has a very deep, it's skewed, very high to very low data. Something like this that is straight across or close to being straight across is called uniform. Something is going to be uniform, even if it's off just a little bit. If we had things that were just slightly off, it's obviously not skewed with a deep dip or all over the place. It's also not symmetrical. It doesn't have a curve. It's generally straight across, which is called uniform. Okay, well, that's got to be one of the shortest lessons. Frequency table, you're just keeping track of how often something occurs. A histogram, you're simply showing with a graph the ranges of data. And there you have it. Good luck with your homework, and I will see you in class.